As small business owners and entrepreneurs, we are hyper focused on growth and making money. We're always thinking about what's coming up next, what we can add to our business, what we can add to our offer suite, the next milestone for money or follower count, whatever it is. We're always thinking about that addition, that next step. One of the things we're not thinking about is what is holding us back, what is costing us in business. So today we're going to be talking about the top 3 things that are costing you in your business. And this insight is coming from not only my own journey since 2018, but from the journeys of the 200 plus entrepreneurs that I coach. And time again, these common themes, these common setbacks have been recurring. And if there's one thing I have learned from my time as a teacher, it is that if something is happening, if something is occurring to one person, if one person has a question, these are the things that are happening to other people who have not yet brought them up. So, top 3 things that are costing you in business is really going to help you to identify your next steps and how you're going to achieve that growth, how you are going to move forward when there's probably things beneath the surface that you're not even realizing are stopping you from getting to those points to begin with. Can we take an aside for the title, Top 3 Things Costing You in Business? Because this is giving me major Devil Wears Prada vibes, and I do feel like I am truly in my magazine girly era. I was a huge magazine girl growing up, Tiger Beat, J14, had a subscription to 17 magazine, coming home to a fresh magazine on the countertop along with some cookies fresh out the oven. This is like a super nostalgic, comforting memory for me, and I would sit down and devour that magazine from cover to cover. And internally, sometimes I would feel guilty about not savoring it and knowing I would have to wait a full month for the next issue to come out. But truly, I just loved looking through the magazines, looking at the advertisements and analyzing the graphics, going through the articles, taking the quizzes. Love me a quiz. So when I was making titles for this podcast coming up, I was definitely thinking about headlines and brought right back to those days of 17 magazine. And there are always so many things that are like the top 3, blah, blah, blah. So that's why we're going with top 3 things costing you in business. And also because truthfully, these are the 3 most common things that come up time and time again, like I mentioned at the top of this episode. So to give you a little bit of insight into what we're going to be talking about today so that you know what to expect, you know where you're going, that is the teacher in me. We're going to be talking about fear. We're going to talk about uncertainty, not really knowing what you're doing, where you're going. And we're going to be talking about being scrappy to a fault. And don't get me wrong, I am here for a scrappy moment. I identify as being a super scrappy entrepreneur, but it actually can be something that's costing you a lot in your business. And when we're talking about costing you in business, we're talking about things that are holding you back, things that are hindering your growth, that are stopping you from achieving the goals that you have set out to achieve. And what each of these things is going to sound like to you and look like in your own life is going to be a little bit different because we all have different journeys. We all have different strengths and weaknesses. But truly, these are the common takeaways, the common themes across the board. And you will be able to find yourself reflected in these in one way or another. So let's jump right in with everyone's least favorite topic, fear. So, fear is one of the biggest things that is costing you in your business. And it's the first one that we're going to talk about because fear manifests in so many different ways in your business. First of all, I want to identify here that fear is a natural, healthy response. Fear is your mind, it is your body saying, whoa, this is different. Are you sure you want to do this? Because different could mean unsafe. It doesn't mean that it's true. It doesn't mean that it isn't safe. It just means that your body is recognizing it as different and it's alerting you to that fact. So fear is just a form of communication from your body to yourself. The problem with this is that fear is so consuming and often does have a negative result. We've had that training that when I am scared, something bad happens. You create that association, and then that is going to hold you back from actually acting on it and pushing through the fear when it wasn't warranted in the first place. When we let fear make the decisions in our business, that is what is going to truly and deep you hold you back from opportunity and from growth. This fear could manifest in tons of different ways, whether it's a fear of rejection and not wanting to show your face on social media or talk on stories because your voice sounds funny. It could be fear of spending money when you haven't made money yet because you see your bank account, you know how much money's in there, you know your expenses, you know what you need in your comfort level, and you feel way too much fear to spend money that you feel you don't have or you feel you're not going to make back. It could be fear in telling people about your business. And when someone at Thanksgiving asks you, "Oh, how's your business going?" you downplay it and you say, "Oh, it's good," or you feel awkward, or you feel your face getting red and you kind of downplay it, or you don't talk about it at all. It's like a secret business. You treat it as a hobby, whatever it is. It could be a fear of quitting your job and going all in on your business, even when your business has proof of concept and you know it can make money. But letting go of that safety, of that certainty, of those benefits, whatever it is, that fear is holding you back. Whatever it is, fear is going to manifest in its own way in your business. Most often, it's going to show up as imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome being the little voice in your head that's telling you you can't do it, or that you're a fraud, or that one day everyone's going to wake up and realize that you're not who you say you are. Whatever it is, it's that voice in your head that is holding you back, that is speaking from a place of fear, trying to protect you in its own twisted way, but really doing you a disservice in the end. And again, I'll remind you that just because fear is your mind trying to protect you doesn't mean that it's true. And moving through that fear and getting comfortable analyzing when fear is valid and when fear is imposter syndrome, when fear is holding you back, is a really, really empowering part of your business. This fear that you're feeling is likely holding you back from posting a dancing reel or having a sales conversation or allowing yourself a 5 to 10 minute long pitch at the end of a workshop or popping onto someone's podcast and talking about your offers. It's also manifesting as you thinking your offers are priced too high or that there's a market saturation and you're never going to be able to break through into the market, or maybe you're worried about niching down too much, whatever it is. All of these little worries that you feel internally that are going to hold you back, that you think are going to be something that is standing in the way of success, that is fear. And the only way you're going to move through fear and you're actually going to make it and you're not going to let this hold you back in your business is to keep showing up for yourself, which is the most aggravating advice to be told. And I know that. Fake it till you make it gets a bad rap. It does. Everyone is like over that saying where we don't like it. We don't like associating anything that we do with being fake. But fake it till you make it in this context just means that you are going to show up for yourself. You are going to act out as the girl that you want to be. You're going to be that girl before you actually are, because there's no other way that you are going to become that girl. Doing the same thing that you're already doing and magically expecting change is never going to work out. It doesn't make any sense. You can't do what you're already doing and expect a different outcome. You need to be already acting ahead. You need to already be doing what the girl that you want to be is doing so that you can actually become that girl. This is going to look like you talking yourself up. It's going to look like putting yourself out there. A great example is last week I was at the park with my kids and there was one of our neighbors there and he said, do you have a small business, don't you?" And I said, "Yes, I do." And he said, "What do you do?" And I had to elevator pitch myself. I had to tell him what I did and stand behind it when he was asking me questions like, "Well, do you have a business degree? Did you grow a business before? So do you help with marketing?" He was asking me questions directly that as an entrepreneur in the online space and a work from home mom, I don't really get asked these things too often. So it was a good exercise for me to articulate what it is that I do and to promote myself, because you never know who is going to know someone that they want to refer you to. When you allow people to know what you do and you talk about yourself successfully and you talk about yourself with confidence, that's going to stick with them. And he doesn't have a small business, but maybe his friend's wife does. And the next time they go for dinner, he's going to be like, "Oh, my neighbor's actually a business coach. She could help you." We need to embrace networking beyond lead generation on Instagram. And the more that you talk yourself up, the more you put yourself out there and you keep practicing knowing every single aspect of your business, it's going to get easier and easier. I'm going to challenge you to put out a talking story every single day this week. And if that just made you seize up inside because you don't like what your voice sounds like on camera, you never show your face on socials, you never do talking stories, take it as a challenge and know that it's going to feel awkward until it doesn't. I vividly remember the first time I talked on Instagram stories. I was sitting outside Scholar's Choice. I wanted to do a story on my teacher account talking about what I had just picked up in store. I re-recorded it like 5 times. Now I can pop on stories, not even give it a second thought. If I stutter, if I make a mistake, whatever, I don't care. But does take time to get there. This was years ago that my first story went up. You need to practice and fake it until you make it, and that you are going to post those stories. You're going to show up and talk until posting and showing up feels okay to you. You're going to do it. And all you have to do is show up and say, today I'm working on this. That's cool. That's all you got to do. That's not what you're going to do like moving forward as a strategy. But for this week, while we are practicing that confidence and practicing getting out there and showing up for yourself and for your business, just go on in the morning and say, today I'm working on X in my business. That's all. You don't need to do anything else, and see how you feel at the end of the week. See how much easier it is on Friday compared to today when you are starting out. Other things you can do is order the merch with your logo on it. Who cares if it's cringy or you feel like you're self promoting? You should be self promoting. You should be your biggest hype girl. Order the merch, wear it, see if it strikes up a conversation. Use that as an opportunity to practice your elevator pitch and to network and to get yourself out there. Share your business page on your personal page. How terrifying is that to think about? Share your business page on your personal page, on Facebook, on Instagram. Email it out to your friend, whatever it is. If you've been hiding your business, or not hiding it, but not promoting it either, put it out there. You never know who is going to know someone who's going to be interested in what you are doing. All of these little things are going to contribute together to make a big impact on how you see yourself as the CEO of your business and how you treat your business in general. Honestly, this whole mindset behind your business of treating it like a hobby versus treating it like a business is a whole other topic, and we are going to get into that in episode 3. All right, number 2, what is holding you back in your business is not knowing what you want slash doing what you think you need to be doing. And you need to be all in on your business. You need to be your own biggest cheerleader, but this is truly not possible when you're not excited about what you're doing. And that fear, that imposter syndrome that we just talked about, that's going to creep up more and more and be even more loud when you're not excited about your offers, when you're not excited and feeling aligned, even though I personally do not like the word aligned, but when you're not feeling aligned with your business, with your offers, it is super hard to show up and talk about them. If you've ever tried to make a product that you don't love, or put out a service that you don't love, release a course that you're kind of like met on, whatever it is, you will probably have noticed that your launch was a bit of a flop. And this is because your energy behind it was not convincing, because you don't really like it yourself. And if you don't really like it, you don't love doing it, how on earth are you going to convince other people that they should buy it? If you don't want to spend the time and energy talking about it, they don't want to spend the time and energy hearing about it, even if on its own, separate from you, it is high quality and it offers a great transformation, or it's a wonderful product, whatever it is. If you don't love it, it's not going to sell, because you need to be in the right energetic mind space, as woo as that does sound, in order to sell and to show up and keep talking about it. You're not going to be able to confidently and quickly describe what it is that you do, who you help, why you are doing what you're doing, and then you're not going to be able to scale it. If you can't talk about it easily, you can't scale it at all. Because when your business feels messy, it is messy. And when it's messy to you, it is a catastrophe to your clients. You're the one thinking about your business 24/7. And if you don't even know what's going on, how on earth is your client, who is thinking about your business for 2.47 seconds max, when they see your post or they get your email and then they move on with their day, how are they going to be able to figure out what on earth is going on? So now what? What do we do? You know that you are being held back in your business because you don't really know what you want. You just are doing all the things you think you need to be doing. You're not that excited about what it is that you're doing, or there's something missing. What are we going to do? You're going to start by being super honest with yourself and remembering problem number 1, which is that fear aspect we were talking about. And I want you to ask yourself, if you were not afraid, If you were guaranteed to be successful, what is it that you would be doing? What is it that you love that you're currently doing? And what do you not love? Because whatever you do love, that's what we want to double down on. The thing that's natural, the thing that's fun, the thing that you love doing, that's what we want to scale. We don't want to simply scale in terms of working longer, doing more of what it is that you're currently doing, especially when you don't super love it. Whatever we don't love, we're going to get rid of that because it is your business. You're the CEO. There's nothing that you actually have to do. There are no rules here. You get to decide what it is that you include and exclude from your business. You get to decide how it is that you want to make money and the hours that you work and how it is that you're going to be showing up in your business. And the more that you're able to focus on what feels good, what you actually find natural, exciting, and worth spending time on, that is what we need to focus on growing. That is what we need to scale because there is no point in scaling or growing a business that you don't want to be in. This is your life. The reason you became an entrepreneur is because you want to do your own thing. You want to be your own boss. You want to create an impact. And if those things are not feeling good to you, then what is the point? What are we even doing here? So if there is something that you're offering that you don't love, or when someone books it, you're like, oh no, I really don't want to do that, get rid of it. We do not need to be selling things that we don't want to do. Even if you think, but I really need money and I will do anything at this point in order to make money, that mindset's holding you back because there are always going to be people who will pick up what you're putting down. And if you don't want them to pick up that thing, then you're holding yourself back. You're getting rid of your own availability to actually do and make money from the things that you do want to be doing. You need to figure it out, what it is you want to be doing, what you want to be scaling, and then go forward with that without fear. The third thing that is holding you back in your business, that is costing you in your business, is being scrappy to a fault. And listen, I love me a scrappy business model. I consider myself a scrappy entrepreneur. I will make it happen with very little. I am all about minimizing those expenses. I go through my credit card statement every single month. I see what I can take out. There are a lot of things that we feel like we need to be buying to run through our business that you don't actually need. And I am all about finding less expensive, scrappier alternatives. Do you need a course platform? No. You could probably just email out your videos. You could probably create a document that links to them. Can you use a Facebook group instead of Slack for now? Sure, do you. Work with what you've got until it's not working for you anymore, and then let's find a solution that might cost a little bit more money in the long run. But when you are so determined to never outsource, to never invest in learning, to not pay for email marketing, to see Canva Premium as too high an expense, to not want to pay for the premium seller membership, whatever it is, you are determined to keep your costs as low as humanly possible and DIY your way through your business, you're going to hit a max growth capacity. And it's not even possible for me to just say that your progress is going to be slower because honestly, it is going to be so slow when you are restricting yourself and you are letting fear make those decisions for you about not spending any money, about not investing. Your progress is going to be so slow that you are going to lose steam and motivation and passion. So you're probably never even going to end up at that point you want to get to in the first place because you need to be making money, you need to be seeing progress, you need to be both intrinsically and extrinsically motivated in your business in order to keep going. When you're not seeing results and you feel like you are putting in all this time and you're not getting the results that you want and you don't have anything to show for it, that is when it's going to be extremely hard for you to keep going. By giving yourself the permission to get support, to get help, to make your life just a little bit easier as an entrepreneur, these are the things that are really going to contribute to you being able to see progress, to you being able to see growth. Whether it is that you are paying for Canva Premium now and all of a sudden making graphics is so much easier because everything's already right there. Whether it is you finally realizing that paying for email marketing is a worthwhile expense because even though you do have that upfront charge, you're making it back with sales emails. Whether it is that you're investing in coaching because you know that you didn't go to business school and you actually do need to learn about a marketing and sales strategy, whatever it is, Accepting the fact that money in your business is going to be coming in and out, it's fluid, and that there is no limit on the amount of money that you can be making, you're just going to be able to scale so much faster and scale at all. When you are too scrappy to a fault, you are letting it define you and hold you back. That is often a fear response. It is a fear that you're not going to make the money back. It is a fear that you're going to regret spending money or that you're going to invest in the wrong person. These fear decisions are really ultimately holding you back. And as we work through this episode, it really does seem like it should actually be the only thing holding you back in your business is fear, because all of these things are just layered versions of fear. Being scrappy likely comes down to you being afraid of spending money. You not feeling super good about what you're doing and feeling lost in your business likely comes down to that fear of doing what you actually want to be doing. And listen, there's always going to be a trade-off in your business. If it isn't money, it's time. If it's not your time, it's mental health. Whatever it is, you're always going to have things that are worth balancing and things that are worth considering. But the only thing you need to be hyper aware of is if those considerations are coming down to fear, or if your considerations are coming down to what you want and what is actively going to push you toward your goals. Working through fear is a huge step in your entrepreneurial journey, and it's not something that you need to do on your own. Inside Mariah's Business Academy, you have access to not only all of the step-by-step trainings and strategy that you need to build up your confidence as a business owner with tangible actions and strategies that you can implement that you're going to get results from, but you also get access to an amazing community. And if you are not surrounded by a community of like-minded women who want you to succeed and who want to see your latest reel and who want to offer you advice on your color palette and who want to see you win, then this is going to be a game changer in your business. Being surrounded by people that inspire you and lift you up and motivate you is going to be the number one thing that propels you toward your goals and through that fear. You can go ahead and register for Mariah's Business Academy. The link is in the show notes, or you can visit mariahscrivens.com/MBA. And inside MBA, you're going to have access to modules, trainings, audio and video trainings, as well as written things out and prompts and examples and templates, the whole nine yards, really everything that you need to grow your business without the fluff, without the overwhelm, and as effectively as possible.